This is radio like you never heard before. Elegbete TV Radio, the best in entertainment and sports.
And that's all, folks. It's Elegbete TV Radio. Follow us on social media at Elegbete TV Radio. My name is Frank Idemudia Alapa. That's my name. Talking sports is my game, and I am the greatest. I love listening to Elegbete TV Radio for undiluted, unadulterated. It's probably replicated, but still not yet duplicated. It's sports only on Elegbete TV Radio. I seriously love listening to it.
Hello, everybody. What's up, people? My name is Timmy Dakolo, and you're listening to Elegbete TV Radio. Stay tuned.
Elegbete TV Radio, redefining broadcasting. Listen.
All right, on Tuesday, it was a talk of City getting beat and Real Madrid getting beat, Celtic winning against RB Leipzig at home, Bologna losing at home by a goal to nothing to Monaco, Liverpool beating Bayer Leverkusen 4 goals to nothing at Anfield, PSV beating Girona 4 goals to nothing, and we're also having Slavan Bratislava losing 4-1 to Dinamo, and then City getting beaten by Sporting. Ruben Amorim, who a few years ago was an intern under Jose Mourinho at Manchester United, the coach who is a disruptor by all means, all shades of the world, coach who started coaching without the requisite qualification, the coach who was employed to coach a team as an assistant, but he's actually the man pulling the strings. Now he's going to be the next manager of Manchester United. After the international break, he will be there. The international break is coming. There's also another coach that was employed that's waiting for this international break, and then he would start making his note. By January, he will take over England. England still have the little matter of the Nations League, whether to gain promotion from the lower division to the upper division. They are still in that one. If they don't beat Greece convincingly with a good scoreline, then they go into the playoff. A lot is riding on that. But last night, Club Brugge beat Aston Villa. The mistake that led to penalty won that match. Shakhtar Donetsk showed young boys that they were too young to be in this competition. Paris Saint-Germain were not good enough as Atalanta beat them 2 goals to 1 in their own home in front of their fans. Okay, Inter Milan, got a penalty that decided the match between Arsenal, Inter and Arsenal at the San Siro. It was a game that I think that Arsenal played well. Their world-class Bukayo Saka really not doing anything other than crossing corners. But hey, it is football. These days, you can just be crossing corner and still be a world-class player. The interesting thing about football today. Feyenoord lost at home to Salzburg, Red Bull Salzburg from Austria. By 3 goals to 1, picked up a red card in that game as well. Barcelona were good for the money. Rafinha, Lewandowski, and the rest of the guys are playing some very good football. 5 goals to 2, they won away from home, and Sparta Praha lost to Brest. The French side, I don't know what's happening with French football apart from Paris Saint-Germain, but the French side, Lille, Monaco, Brest, the Brest of Sheba, are doing well. Ademola Lookman was among the goals as they went away and beat German side Stuttgart 2 goals to nothing. But another German side was saved by the bell as Jamal Musiala's goal gave them a 1-0 win. And now when you look at yesterday, we're talking about teams that would qualify and teams that would not qualify. And you know how 90 minutes can change the tide of a table. So the tables changed. Liverpool still top, Sporting in second, Monaco third, Brest fourth, Inter fifth, Barcelona have now risen to sixth, Borussia Dortmund are in seventh, as it is. They've lost one, but they've won three. And so they are in good stead. Aston Villa have gone from number 1 to number 8, but they are still up there, so they feel good. Atalanta have also climbed up to number 9. Man City number 10. Arsenal in number 12, while you have Juventus in number 11, Bayer Leverkusen number 13, Lille in number 14, Celtic in number 15, GNK Dynamo in number 15, Bayern Munich at number 17, Real Madrid number 18, Benfica 19, AC Milan are in 20th position, Feyenoord in 21, Club Brugge 22, Atalanta in 23, PSV Eindhoven in 24. If the season, the group stage was to end today, teams like Paris Saint-Germain, Sparta Prague, Stuttgart, Shakhtar Donetsk, Girona, Salzburg, Bologna, RB Leipzig, Sturm Graz, Young Boys, Red Star Belgrade, and Slovan Bratislava would all have been kicked out of the competition. But then there's still 4 more group games, league games to end for us to decide. So until then, let's just leave it that way and see. But there's quite a lot. I'm looking at the 9 to 24. Now that position, why that position is very, very important is that you look at all the big teams that are there. So there is Atleti, there is Milan, there is Benfica, Real Madrid, Bayern, there is Leverkusen, the really big team, Arsenal, Juventus, Man City. Hypothetically, let's just say hypothetically, this is how it ends. It's not going to end like this, but I'm just being hypothetical and I'm creating hypothesis here now. This is how it ends. It means that somewhere along the line, teams like AC, Man City, Juventus, Arsenal, Bayern, might face off against Bayern, Munich, Real Madrid, Benfica, Milan, and the rest to determine the 8 that will join the top 8. So it's a crazy thing. So the next round of matches will be very, very interesting. You've got to find your win. You've got to find a way to get your rhythm going. Look at FC Barcelona that started the Champions League with a loss. They've wrapped up 3 straight wins so far. They scored 15 goals in this competition, conceded 5. They've got a plus 10, which is the most by any team in the competition so far. So you can start poorly and end well. You can also start very, very well and struggle. Aston Villa have gone from number 1, and how bad one defeat can be from number 1 position to number 8. But Liverpool are still looking good. 2 English teams in the top 8, and then another 2 in the number 9 to 24 position. Well, whatever it is, that's how the Champions League went. And like we'll do, let's Thursday, the last of the week to speak English. Tomorrow is serious physiology. We've got a very serious back spasm. And I mean, I don't know, I woke up this morning to that pain. It's really killing me here, but I'm going to try my best to give my best performance on the show as best as I can. If you don't like it, it's not my fault. It's not my fault, okay? So for those people asking, what if teams are separate, are level on points in the UEFA Champions League? How would they be separated? Let's say, for instance, in the top 8, teams are level on point, and then they are joint, like everything is joint. So let's look at that a bit, because somebody asked a question and said I should answer it. Send me a message on WhatsApp, said I should answer it on the show. In the new league phase of the UEFA Champions League, 36 teams are participating in a single league competition in which all 36 competing clubs are ranked together. The clubs rank 1 to 8 at the end of the 8-game league phase qualify for the round of 16. The clubs ranked 9 to 24 qualify for the knockout phase playoff. The club ranked 25 to 36 are eliminated. So that's the clear thing. Nobody is going to go from the Champions League to UEFA Europa Cup anymore. So the question you are asking, let me go back again. Let's buy, I think. Hi, Dafi. My name is Bayo. Good morning. This Champions League, I'm enjoying it. I didn't expect it to be this exciting, but now that it is, I just have a question. Since all the teams are grouped together in one group, what happens if there are ties in terms of point? What happens? How do we separate them? Okay, let me try as much as I can to. I'm not going to give you I don't have an answer. I'm just going to tell you what UEFA put out there. Okay, what happens if teams are leveled on points during the league phase? Between match day 1 and match day 7, teams that are leveled on point will be separated using the following criteria as per Article 18 of the competition regulation. A, superior goal difference in the league phase. B, higher number of goals scored in the league phase. C, higher number of away goals scored in the league phase. D, higher number of wins in the league phase. E, higher number of away wins in the league phase. These are the separation indicators. So if we jam, it's almost going to be impossible for all people to be tied in all. But you look at the superior goals you scored in the league phase, higher number of goals scored in the league phase, higher number of away goals. I mean, you could score a lot of goals at home but not score away. All of those we put into consideration. Now, if teams are still equal in all aspects with the application of this criteria, they will be given equal ranking in the table, ordered alphabetically based on their abbreviated name. God. I mean, you might be saying this cannot happen. We never knew it will happen until in 2003. We had to lose on toss of coin on the 17th World Cup. Personally, Guavon was the coach. Mikel Obi was in that squad, I remember. And we lost to Easy Costa Rica, one of those teams, by the toss of a coin. How are teams separated if they finish level on point? Okay, if 2 or more teams are equal on point on completion of the league phase, matches then as per Article 18 of the competition regulation, the following criteria are applied in order to determine their rankings. 1, superior goal difference in the league phase, higher number of goals scored in the league phase, higher number of away goals scored in the league phase, higher number of wins in the league phase, higher number of away wins in the league phase, higher number of points obtained collectively by league phase opponent, superior collective goal difference of league phase opponent, higher number of goals scored collectively by league phase opponent, lower disciplinary points total based on yellow and red card received by players and teams officials in all league phase matches. Red card is 3 points, yellow card is 1 point. Expulsion for 2 yellow cards in one match is 3 points. Higher club coefficient. So I'm sure this already solve all the questions that you're asking, because UEFA have also thought about this, that this might be a problem. Or let's create our own algorithm to deal with it. And so all that is dealt with and questions answered. So Bayo, I'm sure if you're watching now, or probably you'll watch later, your questions have been answered. That is solved. There is quite a lot of talk. Last night, hashtag Ateta out was trending. I find that it'll be funny, because when you look at the group phase of the UEFA Champions League, Arsenal have not been in this competition for 7 years. They came in last season, they got to the quarterfinal, got knocked out by Bayern Munich. Now they're in 12th position. They are on course to qualify for at least the playoff before the round of 16, the playoff. So I don't think that there is any reason to be angry, especially with the injuries that they are dealing with and all that. They should be, the fans should be patient, but hey, it is what it is. It seems like football fans are no longer patient. Football has changed. The story is different now. But do you think it is justified that fans were busy, saying Ateta out? Meanwhile, Kamala Harris and the Democratic Party in the US, they are blaming George Clooney for their defeat. Devastated supporters turned on Liberal actor for demanding Joe Biden quit as president before Trump's emphatic victory. How does George Clooney all of a sudden becomes the guy to blame? That does sound Nigeria-ish, okay? Sound like that's Nigeria, the kind of thing that you hear in Nigeria after election. I'm just amazed at that. I'm not supposed to be bringing the election conversation into this topic, but it's an interesting topic. It's a global topic, and I thought I should bring it up. Bitter Biden blames US Speaker Nancy Pelosi for Kamala Harris' catastrophic defeat and believe he would have won as Democratic Party tears itself apart over Trump. It's crazy now. This is not Trump doing now. This is the Democratic Party just wrecking itself, just blaming everybody, but it's strange. I wasn't expecting that, but it's just strange that this is happening. And It's funny. It's just funny. And the Trump train is coming again. I'm happy for Trump. I've always loved the comeback story, and this was a beautiful one. But let's talk about Kamala Harris a little bit. Donald Trump had four years to prepare for this election. You know that America, they don't have timeline. Once one election cycle ends, the next one begins. You can start preparing. And that 4 years. Kamala Harris had like 183 days to prepare, and she still got over 65 million votes. I think that she should look at herself and feel very good about it. Again, the odds that were working against Kamala Harris was a lot. Okay, she's black, she's Indian, she's a woman. Whether we agree, whether we don't agree, some people will come watch this show now and say I'm a male chauvinist, I'm a racist, I'm a bigot. That's your level of understanding. Sometimes we've got to tell truth the way they are. If America is ever going to have a female president, I don't think the first one is going to be a person of color. And that's just my thinking. They've got somebody who's been in the White House for 8 years, in Hillary Clinton, who's been in government all her life, who understands politics, who's in the upper class of life. She still lost. The people voted her, but electoral college chose Trump the first time 8 years ago. So it's not new. There are so many things working against us. So for the Democratic Party to be blaming anybody, I find that it'd be childish, sore loser kind of thing. But hey, it is what it is. Okay, Kamala Harris chokes back tears as she conceded the election in front of bawling crowd and vows to keep fighting before a final warning to Donald Trump, whatever it is. And hip-hop former President Barack Obama breaks his silence on Trump's election victory with a frank admission on result. Whether you like it or not, whether you agree or you not agree, you guys failed. I think that Barack Obama took too much attention in this campaign. It's sometimes Americans were not hearing Hillary, they were hearing Obama, and then it was too much of what Trump would do than what Kamala Harris would do. And you know that thing I always say about advertising, I hate a product that tries to destroy another product to sell its own. I always say that that's not a good product. If you tell me to buy your product and the first thing you do is you're destroying another product, I won't buy yours because your product is not good. You don't need to destroy another product. And I think sometimes it's too much in election period. It's too much when I see people do those things during election. I just laugh. Well, we could learn a thing or two from it. There is the American people have decided they've picked their president. The election process is beautiful. It looks like a movie. The results are coming in. You are excited. No smashing of ballots, even though there's a little skirmish here and there. It's real time. The results are coming in. It's hard for you to even argue. There's not going to be what's that electoral man in Americans election. There is no beaver that is feeling. There's not going to go to a tribunal, a judge, and people will be sleeping. They'll give them sleeping gas in the tribunal, and then they will announce results. Okay, but it's nice. Let's go to the stories. The news segment as put together by Timothy Naimo. Yeah, let's start with a player who's not really won the title before, all of a sudden coming out to say, I'm sure the other players in the team will be looking at him and like, guy, calm down, be calming down. Don't be overzealous because this one that you're doing, you are showing yourself. Okay, Dominic Solanke, you know the guy? That Tottenham Hotspur signed from, I think, Bournemouth or so. It's come out to say that Tottenham Hotspur will win the title this season. Wow. In good stead anyway. They're in the Europa Cup. They could win the FA Cup. They are still in the Carabao Cup. They are playing, I think, Man United next. And then Ruben Amorim is coming with his 8 wise men. It's interesting anyway, but we shall see. Tottenham striker Dominic Solanke, who was brought in the summer, believes Ange Postecoglou can lead the team to a trophy this season. In an interview with Sky Sports, Solanke said they are pushing to do well in every competition and feel they can go all the way. He pointed out that Postecoglou is a winner and they've got the squad to back it up. Spurs' last trophy came in 2008, beating Chelsea 2-1 in the Carabao Cup finals. Tottenham Hotspur will be up against Galatasaray away tonight in the UEFA Europa Cup. Victor Osimhen, come and show them something. What's that thing that Osimhen said in his video? Any Korea? I don't know. Come and show that to any Korean things to this Tottenham Hotspur. Let's hear from Dominic Solanke.
Elegbete TV Radio. We dare to lead.
We want to do well in every competition. We're still in every competition. We want to make it as long as we can in all of them. We still know we've got so many games to play and a lot of things can happen in football. But I think with the foundations there, we need to kick on and just stay consistent, like I said earlier. But we all believe we can achieve great things. So hopefully we can win something this season. I think it's what everyone's been waiting for here. The gap is big on it as well. He's a winner himself, and he reiterates that to us all the time. And I think we got the squad to do it. Everyone believes we can, so it's just about doing it now.
Elegbete TV Radio.
Say new dog where they bring on the ball, now the back pass. The other one, like, calm down. Bullet will touch you. The shout in here. So I can't understand this Dominic Solanke talking. He doesn't understand that he signed for Spurs. Even people with the cost sign for Arsenal, then Zinch. You know that Zinchenko they do Gragra that time. And none of Arsenal will go 20 years without winning title. Okay, they win FA Cup, in that 20 years. They win like 4 FA Cup in that 20 years period. So they try small. But let's go to Andrew Onana now. Everybody they get hope. Dominic Solanke believes that Ange Postecoglou will give them the victory. Andrew Onana believes that they will step up under Ruben Amorim. I believe so too. Anyway, I kind of have faith in Manchester United that Ruben Amorim will change things. Even though my brother, yes, Bobby does not believe that, but we shall see. Manchester United goalkeeper Andrew Onana says he and his teammates are ready to play under incoming manager Ruben Amorim. No, if not ready. Ruben Amorim. Amorim officially joins United on November 11 after his last game with his current club. This Saturday against Braga. He managed the home win over Manchester City on Tuesday. Speaking yesterday before United's Europa League match against PAOK Thessaloniki, Onana shared his belief that the players can adapt to Amorim's style and are ready to step up. Okay, we shall see. Onana, let's hear from you.
Yeah, I did watch a game yesterday. Great victory from there, by the way. Different system, but my players, my teammates, we are all pragmatic now. I think everyone here is capable to play in each system. So I don't think this will be any issue for us. We have big players, so they will step up.
Elegbete TV Radio. We are not just about radio, TV, or YouTube numbers. We are all about connecting with people and creating a community of great minds and values.
I hope that Manchester United understand that you need great mind and values to be able to play at the highest level. For now, the league table says that Man United is a bottom half of the table team, and hopefully Amorim can, try and wave a magic wand and resurrect dead bones. But for now, Man United is just Man United. They are close to being shit as Tottenham Hotspur, but they're not there yet. Even though Bobby think that they're there, but I am still giving them the benefit of the doubt. I think that Manchester United is still a bigger club and a better club, and they just need one touch to turn them on and open the floodgate of winning. Okay, following Arsenal's Champions League loss to Inter Milan, defender Julian Timber is confident the team will bounce back against Chelsea on Sunday. The defeat was Arsenal's second straight across competition, adding to a tough week. Speaking with TNT Sports Jules Bridge after the game, Timber shared his belief in the squad, saying they have the quality to respond and that fans can expect a strong showing against Chelsea in the Premier League on Sunday. Well, now you talk more, don't put unnecessary pressure on yourself because you lost to Newcastle, you've lost again to Inter 1-0. Chelsea is not an easy side. The people underrating Chelsea, I'm just always wondering, what they underrate Chelsea for? I don't know. Let's see how it goes.
A bit frustrating. We felt like we could have won today. I think we dominated for a big part of the game. But in Champions League, those small moments can decide a game, and it did. I think we had a lot of shots on target and a lot of shots on goal. And what I said at this stage in Champions League, you have to at least score one of them. Inter is a tough opponent, to play against, and they showed it again tonight. But we have to come back strong on Sunday. To be honest, I just have a lot of faith in my team. I think we have a lot of quality players. The fans are behind us, and it's just believe in ourselves. We can turn this around, and we have to show it on Sunday, show it on the pitch, and we will do that.
I do hope they do. I honestly hope they do, because the slump is going, small, be like water boat comes in small. Before you know it, the boat is doing like this, tumbo, and then it capsizes. That's exactly what's happening. All hope is not lost. The season is not dead yet, but the energy that the season started with is beginning to ebb out. It's beginning to ease out gradually. You're beginning to look and like, this is not the season. There's something just about this season that's just bad. And for me, the other day I was here and I said that Bukayo Saka is not a world-class player, and everybody, it's the topic is always going to come up. And quite a lot of Arsenal fans were not happy with me. Some even have not been on the channel since that day. They like, unsubscribe to this guy. Let me clear something. A world-class player turns up when his team are down. Bukayo Saka, I dey talk him every time. He only plays well when the team is good, when everything is going well. That one I they call on his day. Like every game he assists, lie. The team was good. Since the bad run start. Have you guys seen Bukayo Saka play football? No. Yesterday I think it was a game that was there to be won. That was a game that needed to be won. And there are so many things. It's not just Bukayo Saka. If you see, Arsenal put in about 20 crosses into the 18-yard box, and all those balls were met by Inter Milan defender, because there was really no arrowhead. Even when they brought in Gabriel Jesus, there's no arrowhead, there's no body that the ball was going to. So they could cross 2 million crosses into the 18-yard, and Inter will still meet it. And then, sometimes not every defeat is because you're a bad team, right? Arsenal was, in terms of play, was a better team yesterday night. But I just think that there was something missing. I'm watching that game and I'm saying to myself, it's just one thing missing that is making everybody not click. And it's easy to say, oh, the absence of Odegaard is telling, blah 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 blah. But those guys that are there, they need to rise up and be counted. Unfortunately, they are not. Against Newcastle, against Inter, this game against Brighton, these games, you just see them, something is missing. And sometimes you just need these players to say, okay, they call you world-class player. This is why you're a world-class player. These are the games where you wrestle the chestnut out of the fire. Okay? Inter Milan came to Highbury and beat Arsenal 3-0. Arsenal went to San Siro and Thierry Henry scored a hat-trick. Those are games you would always remember. Ripala was the captain on that night, 5-1 or so. And you would always remember this kind of moment, because these are where your star players show up and say, you know what, we need to be counted. Arsenal was against Real Madrid in the Champions League, and everybody said, oh, Arsenal is already out. Played a draw at Highbury, went to Santiago Bernabeu, Thierry Henry scored. But not just that, Jose Antonio Reyes made Cezinho retire from football. Okay, so those are things you will remember because these are the big game. Juventus, Manchester United, Champions League, is it semi-finals or quarterfinals? Some players were not available. Roy Keane, star player of the team, turned up in grand style. Juventus were leading 2-0. Roy Keane showed what a leader can do, what a star player can do. And I can go on and 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 on, listing star players that have turned up, world-class players that have turned up when it matters most. But, when you look at the Arsenal team, and the guy who's regarded as the star boy of the team, when the team is down, he's the one whose shoulder is first down. And then, they want to sell him to you. So somebody tagged me on a video where everybody's saying he's very humble, he's very calm, hey, shut up. That's not football quality. That's that's an average Joe. That's another John Doe's attribute. Okay, one guy in the office who's, that's a poor man's attribute. It's a humble, he's poor. Shut up. I'm not looking for humble and poor people. I'm looking for people who turn the games around. So when this game was dead and buried, and it feels like, people still talk about how Can Nwankwo came from the bench and scored a hat-trick against Chelsea at Stamford Bridge. Remember that? Those are moments that you cannot erase from your head. No matter what anybody says, no matter how you want to beef Can Nwankwo, you will always remember those moments. Those beautiful moments that change the tide of games. Okay, Zaka, you need to do it. If not, I don't care what these people say. I'm always going to look at you like one pretty average small boy We're not how people, but when people just use social media and every type of media hype to push. I'm sorry, that's what I'm going to say. Anybody wants to get angry, but fire your face like Mokuri Climb is none of my business. I'm just sure that I've been old enough in this game to give you my opinion, and I will stand by them. Beyond that, you guys have been asking for the Richard Owobukuri's interview. By the end of this show, I'm sure it would have been fully uploaded and it will be up and running. So you will take your time. There's a whole lot of God in that interview anyway, but prepare your mind. There's some very beautiful stories, Jose Mourinho story, contract negotiation stories, traveling. You know, I think it's one of those very nice and sweet interview that I've done, for a while. Maybe because I've been chasing that interview for like 20 years, but I think you would enjoy it. Well, let's talk about the coach of Arsenal, who's all of a sudden some people are trending Arteta out. I don't understand why. Who are you going to get? Almost all the best coaches are out on the job right now, so I don't know who you're expecting to get. Mikel Arteta was disappointed after Arsenal's 1-0 loss to Inter Milan in the Champions League last night. A game decided by Hakan Çalhanoğlu's penalty. Despite the result, Arsenal controlled much of the match, a rare sight for any team at the San Siro. After the game, Arteta, speaking at the post-match press conference, said that the result was tough to take, especially after such a strong performance. He said that it is the level he wants to see from his players every week. Arteta also said that if Arsenal play with the same energy and focus against Chelsea on Sunday, they can win. No sound better than the arrogance of Julian Timbers anyway. But let's say Arteta.
Well, the worst thing of the night for sure is the results, because the performance, the attitude, the dominance that we showed against one of the best teams in Europe in this stadium. I haven't seen it, all the games that I watched, but the reality is at the end is the results. And we participated on that because we have many situations that we can resolve much better in front of goal and score at least 2 goals. And then extremely frustrated as well because there are 2 decisions that at the end marks that results and the course of the game. This is the result, and obviously that in both boxes, at the end we didn't do what we have to do. When we didn't, then someone else didn't. And that's it. But for sure, this is the way that I want to see my team. And all the games that we have played in Europe, by far, this was the best one that we played in the last few years. We play the way we play, we have a big chance to win against Chelsea. That's the way we have to go. I told them that I'm proud of them. I haven't seen them play in Europe in the manner that we have today. And we are very disappointed because we didn't get what we wanted out from the game, that's for sure.
But then there's that sickness of when Arsenal needs a win and then you're bringing in Zinchenko. I'm not saying Zinchenko is a bad player, but they're looking for goals. They're chasing the game. They're trying to get an equalizer, probably go get the win. You're bringing Zinchenko and Nwaneri, and it just kind of like give you this feel of this team is not as good as we thought they were. You know, they're not really where you expect them to be. It's just an excitement that ran from January to May that made everybody think that, Arsenal is the team. And it's not looking like a lucky run, a fluke of a run that also was terminated by losing to Aston Villa. But it's not really there. There's really no substance to it. When you look at the Arsenal team, this not look like the regular routine. This is the normal. But we'll give them till probably, the end of the season and see all of this stuff can change. But when they do start to play differently, we also will talk differently. Right now, this is how it is, and it hurts to say it, but it is what it is. We're going to say it no matter what. Well, let's talk about Maresca and Cowell and experiences, and let's see what Cowell have got to say about the coach himself. Chelsea defender Levi Cowell has praised coach Enzo Maresca for the impact he's had on the team since joining in the summer. Maresca's work at Chelsea has impressed both fans, players, with Cowell highlighting his intense approach. In an interview with Sky Sports, Cowell said Maresca prepared the squad like they are heading into battle, pushing them to stay at their best every day. This intensity has become a driving force for the players, keeping everyone focused, competitive. Chelsea will face FC Noah tonight in the UEFA Conference League match day 3. Who is FC Noah? I don't know. What do they know? I don't know. But I like what I'm hearing. I'm very, very confident, and I'm saying is that Chelsea. The strange thing is that Chelsea look like a team that would win the Premier League before Arsenal and Man United. Arsenal fans doesn't want to hear this. When I look at that Chelsea squad, it does look to me like they know where they are going. They have the address, they have the compass, the direction, and they just need to get on a fast car and get there. For Arsenal, it looks more like they don't even know where they're going. The driving around like dolphins that went to Tunisia for CAF Champions League game and drove around the city and came back, collect their match allowance, and they are done. If you have the opportunity to buy the new book, The Diary of a Vagabond by China Chiru, you would understand this story better. But whatever it is, let's see. And I know that Arsenal fans don't want to hear that, but I think Chelsea might just win the Premier League title before Arsenal, because from what we saw 2 seasons ago and last season, what we're seeing this season, it looked like Arsenal is regressing. And with Edu leaving already, if let's say hypothetically Arsenal fall off the top 4 by the end of this season, again, they don't win the FA Cup, they don't win the Carabao Cup, and pretty much Champions League, you can't count Arsenal into the Champions League conversation. Let's be very honest here. Unless we are being delusional, you can't put Arsenal in the conversation to say who Arsenal would win the Champions League. It is not possible for that to be a conversation. So if the season ends badly and Arteta gets fired, and some people will jump on and say, "Oh, what of Anislot? He came in." No, that's an exception to the rule. The regular rule is another person will come and say he wants to start building, and then start doing a rebuild, clearing of house. Another 200 or 600 million will be spent again, and then we'll be where we are. Meanwhile, Chelsea are just gradually coming in off the rear and polishing their arsenals and getting themselves ready with the possibility that Man City are going to play too somewhere along the line, and then the door will be open for a battle with just Liverpool and Chelsea, and then maybe Man United with Ruben Amorim will come from behind. I'm just putting all this in perspective, and we will see. But whatever it is, let's keep our fingers crossed and see. Let me go share your Enzo Maresca experience with us.
It's amazing what he's done, but I think the tactical side, I think everyone sees that, but what he's created in the environment with us is that you got to be in your A game every day, training, matches, it doesn't matter when it is, you got to prepare to go to war with each other, and that is where we're taking the biggest steps and striving for our goals, because no one's taking their foot off the pedal. And then we step onto the pitch, of course, you've got the tactical side where, in my opinion, he's always steps ahead of the other managers. He's always prepared, he always knows everything they're going to do, and we always got surprises up our sleeve, and that definitely helps. And like I said, against Newcastle, he made a few switches and it worked, and that's all credit to him. He gave us that confidence where going into games we can beat anyone. That's what we believe. We really and truly believe that, and that's why.
This is radio like you never heard before. Elegbete TV Radio, the pathfinder for radio.
Well, I've done my bit. It's time for me to come to your end. And I know that every time we do this show, it is hard for us to have a consistent agreement in the way we see the games. And I'm going to be open to hear what you've got to say. While we're talking about Arsenal, the impact, even though some people think that Kylian Mbappe is not living up to the hype and the billings in Madrid. Some people have tagged me in comment like, Mbappe is a failure. Somebody said that Mbappe is not as clinical as the hype. 295 goals in 395 games in his career. 48 goals in 86 international games for France, and it's not clinical. Nobody in his age bracket, Osimhen, Haaland, Victor Gyökeres, Benjamin Sesko, all of those people in his age bracket, nobody's got his numbers, but he's not clinical. I mean, I'm wondering how people on social media will make you think that maybe you're watching a different football from what they are watching. But then, since the exit of Mbappe, Neymar, and Messi, Paris Saint-Germain are doing pretty well in the French League on. Let's not make any fuss about that one. But Paris Saint-Germain, as it stands today, are not even in the top 24 in the UEFA Champions League. 4 games played, 1 win, 2 defeats, and 1 draw. Not a good one. 4 points out of a possible 12. That is so not good. 8 points lost so far. And look at it and you feel something is missing with the squad. How long will it take for them to get it right? How long will it take for it to be fixed? I don't know, but something's just not right. One, we don't talk too much. Somebody sent me a message. You're not hyping Ademola Lookman. What did he do to you? My response is simple. The one we hype Napoli ended up swearing for all of us and insulting us. Even though some of my amnesia, they forget. I'm not hyping on Nigerian player anymore. No. If you want to hype yourself, let him go and prepare people to hype him. I'm not. He scored. I will announce it. I will talk about it. But hype, nah. I'm not going to do that. I don't have the energy to hype ungrateful bastards to come online and insult everybody. Nah, I'm not doing that. Okay? The one that we gave extra hype, spend time, money, everything, resources to push. This guy must be the best, must be talked about everywhere. Now, insult and curse and swear is for everybody. It's not gonna happen again. I'm sorry. You don't like it? Look Bush. You know, concern me. But Liverpool and Aston Villa this season in the Champions League, 4 games played for Liverpool, 10 goals scored, 1 goal conceded. That is incredible. Aston Villa, 4 games played, 6 goals scored, 1 goal conceded. That is another beauty. Atalanta as a team, 4 games played, 2 wins, 2 draws, 5 goals scored, 0 goal conceded. Just like Inter, also have not considered a single goal. And I know that Arsenal fans say, okay, we just considered only 1 goal. You're not mentioning us. I will. But FC Barcelona, even though they've considered 5 goals, they've scored 15. Just Dortmund as well have scored 13, but they scored, I think, 9 or 7 in 1 game. So, and then they've considered 6 goals. Of those 6, 5 of them, maybe 4 of them were against Real Madrid. So we also need to find that balance. Man City have scored 10, considered 4 in the process as well. Juventus has started this season, with this idea that they are going to be solid in the first. I've scored 7, considered 5. I think they are not scoring well enough. Bayer Leverkusen scored 6, considered 5 as well. Arsenal, the problem is the lack of goals. And that lack of goals, is a problem with the team because they've considered only 1 goal this season, but they scored only 3 goals in 4 games. That is a very poor result for a team that hope to do well. When you think that Celtic have scored 9, even though they've considered 9 as well in this competition, thanks to Borussia Dortmund, but at least they are scoring. It keeps them going. Even JNK Dynamo have scored 10, even though they've considered 12, but they scored 10. Bayern Munich having a bad run in the Champions League, as people will say, because they've lost 2 games in the Champions League, they still managed to score 11 goals in the Champions League. Even some teams that are way out of the top 24 have scored more goals than Arsenal. Girona, considered 8 in this competition, have scored 4. Okay, RB Leipzig have considered 9 goals in this competition. They've also scored 4. But Arsenal have scored only 3 goals in the competition. So you can see where the problem lies with Arsenal. If you're an Arsenal fan, you know where your problem is. Let's come back to the comment section and take your comment one after the other. Peter Waneda say, Ugo said the UEFA Champions League is not sweet. It's very sweet. I'm loving, why I'm loving the Champions League? There is no more let's go play away first. Then in the group, and then we will manipulate ourselves and change the tactics. No. Every game is a must win. Every game is a must win. You go there and die there. Okay. Ayadeji says AFTV talk say no sweet. I don't understand. So the Champions League, because their team they do well. When AFTV business model, I like the project that they are doing. I'm a YouTuber, and I wish I could be like them. But I think that their product, well, it's what the generation like anyway. Let's be very, very honest. This is what the generation. Nobody wants to listen to hardcore objective analysis anymore. People want to hear banter. People want to hear rubbish talk. People talking like idiots on YouTube. That's what excites people. It's fine. After all, Donald Trump to be president twice. It's fine because it's what the generation wants that you give to them. But to be very honest, those AFTV people, they are part of Arsenal's problem because they just wake up and start making you think like the other day. This one everybody can relate. Arteta started the season. Trossard comes on the bench, changed the tide of the game. They did a full show on Arteta not knowing what he's doing. Why is Trossard not starting? Trossard don't start since so. Trossard have been starting. We don't even know say the game. Like if he starts now, we don't even know say the game. The whole he must start. He's starting and he's not doing anything. But when he was coming from the bench, he was scoring goals. He was adding value. He was pushing the stadium to the edge, which is beautiful. But no, they say should start. Waneri must play as like this small boy. Yeah, he's doing well in Carabao Cup, but look at the opponent that Arsenal played in the Carabao Cup. Okay, it's not like some big teams, but hey, he should start. I saw him yesterday coming to the Inter Milan game. Yeah, he had a few run, like headless chicken, cockroach without head, but that's just it. There's no experience, there's no intelligence to some of the things. He quickly put up a PR video where some coaches, some scouts were talking about him. He controls the ball, blah blah blah. I was like, why is this video coming out now? Why is it now? They try and put the coach under pressure to play this kid, and that's how Chido Martins or whatever they call him moved away. People will always move. That's not a big deal. A boy is not ripe, is not ready to play in a team that is competing for title. He can go and play for Fulham. That's why Emilio Smith is playing well for Fulham. Now he can go and play for those small teams. But when you say Arsenal is competing for the title, no, they don't need that kind of player right now. He should stay on the Carabao Cup team and play there and probably earn his right. Rodrigo says Peter Ronaldo not be small. And then Rodrigo wanted to say Amorim Abina Amoteku he go still collect when he come the English league. Make he go ask Eric Ten Hag. I don't think so. I think that he would do better. I think he would improve Man United. He would take Man United out of the doldrum. It will take some time. I mean, the team is already damaged, but it will take some time. I think he'll do well. I also think that Eric Ten Hag and Ineos signed some players that are useless, that are not needed at Man United, but then it's up to the coach. One of the problems I have with Eric Ten Hag is the fact that in the coaching side is very poor. Man United have their problems, they have their demons, their family people, village people that are worrying them. But in the coaching side, Eric Ten Hag was very, very poor. And with his substitution, his selection, he's not understanding when a player is having momentum, when a player is, picking, and not knowing when a player is out of format, he should not play them. That for me, I will blame Eric Ten Hag for. But I think that Amorim will do better with Man United. And it's not going to be a new coach bounce. It's just the fact that somebody is coming who understands football, who knows the opposition, and know how to set his team based on the opposition's strengths and weaknesses. They could also still beat them that they are 7-0 for Liverpool, Man City. But long story short, they'll be fine. Unfortunately for a club like Arsenal, Victor Gyökeres will now more likely go to Man United than go to Arsenal. That's another loss for Arsenal. Clement Ika said, do you think Arteta will quit? Coaches don't quit in Europe. So forget the quit part. I don't finish the judge. He will not quit. Okay. The question is, do I think that Arsenal will sack Arteta? I don't think so. But if the season ends, say Arsenal doesn't make the top 4, and they get knocked out in the round of the playoff of the round of 16, the Champions League, and then they don't win FA Cup or win the League Cup, he will be fired. I would not advocate for his sacking, but there'll be no justification to keep him. There will be no justification for anybody to say, okay, let's keep him there. Peter Pan say, Arsenal fans, now they try. What do you mean by that? Explain what you mean by that. You people make it look like, being an Arsenal fan is a burden. There are people supporting Derby County. There are people supporting Bayer Leverkusen all their life. They just won title last season. It's football. Titles will be won, but it's not the basis of supporting a club. And if you don't know that, you shouldn't even have a football conversation. That's just the basic truth. It could be banter, but it doesn't make sense. Football is something you love, and then you pick a club that you think plays the kind of football you want to see and go. Every club will not win titles. I don't think that's the reason. But you just have to pick a club and you say you love them and you're loyal to them. That's it. It doesn't matter whether they are winning. Southampton have football fans. I don't know anybody who sees Southampton win anything. What's it called? Ipswich Town, they have football fans. What have they won? So I could go on and on and on and on. Sunderland, all those ones. Newcastle, they have football fans. What have they won? Lucky Ogali said the Arsenal slump funny from red card to injury. I feel the lack of a proper striker is affecting the team. Money for Calafiori and Merino for do them by Gyökeres, but now it is not on their level anymore. I agree with you on that one. Chooks, I think it's unfair pinning Arsenal recent performances on Saka. Is their star player, they will pin it on him. When Bayern Munich beat Barcelona 8-2, everybody blamed Messi. When Cristiano Ronaldo was at Man United, every time they lose, everybody blamed Cristiano Ronaldo. You cannot pop somebody up as the star player of your team, as a world-class player, and then when the results are not going well, they call him out, and then you have a problem with it. No, you can't. If Nigeria lose, Nigeria played the World Cup qualifiers. They were we used, I think, 16 players, 5 substitutes plus the 11 players that started. But guess what? At the end of the match, who did we blame? The person who was supposed to be blamed, which is the goalkeeper who let in that weak goal. We blame Osimhen because Osimhen was a star player. If you remember, I was on Monday Night Football blaming Osimhen, telling him he shouldn't have played the bicycle kick, blah, 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 blah. When the only option he had in that moment was that bicycle kick, even though he didn't connect. The point is, your star player gets the blame. Anytime, any day in football. The guy who everybody expect. Why was Mikel running down Nicholas Jackson? He's not a small boy. Yes, he was. But he's the lead striker of the team. He's the guy everybody expect to deliver. And he's not deliver. Mikel took him to the cleaners. Point is, your star player is the one who gets bashed. When he reached Arsenal, I know called it bend the rules. That's not how it is done. If you don't like it, don't like it. But this is how it's done. Today, Arsenal's star player of all the players that are playing is Bukayo Saka. As small as he is the captain of the team. So there is a lot of responsibility. When Man United doesn't do well, the first person they call is Bruno Fernandes. Is he only the bad player in the team? There are other players in the team that are not doing well, Rashford and the rest of them. But they call Bruno Fernandes first because one is the star player of the team. He is the captain. Then the next person they call is Marcus Rashford because these guys are one the highest earners, the big players in the team, and the guys that everybody is supposed to be banking on. That's the same thing with Arsenal. So don't tell me that it is unfair. What is unfair? You say football na tea party. No, football is not tea party. If you're playing well, you don't tell people that it's unfair to praise you. Why should people not criticize you? You play 90 minutes of a game that you dominated, that the opposition was sitting back to defend. You're just setting your yansh like what I don't know, like Ryan Sterling, they play only corner kick. The whole contribution you made is corner kick that were useless, and then you say it's unfair to blame him. Name one game that Bukayo Saka have done well in this slump that Arsenal are slumping, and then I would tell you that it's unfair to blame him. I think it's unfair to pin recent performance on Saka. If that's the case, then City's situation City shouldn't be losing games because what class Haaland is on the pitch. Why did you not mention Haaland? That is the point. You see, there are 11 or more players that play for City, but you call Haaland because he's a world class player. And that's the reason why Rekan also blame him, and everybody blaming that, Kevin De Bruyne can't play, it's not playing, he can't score goals. Everybody's blaming it. If your team is not doing well, the first people they look at for, if you go out maybe in your community and you do something wrong, the first person they look at for is for your father and your mother, because that's where the problem comes from. The people, even if you tweet, like me, if you something on Twitter, the first person I attack is your parents. Like if your papa wear condom the day you meet your mama, you know, boy, you come on social media because that's how it is done. Responsibility is shared on the highest ranked person in a group. If something happen now in this place, if they come in my house, something bad happens, who are they going to first call? Where's your husband, the man of the house? Don't start with that. And then they go from the man of the house, and then they go to my wife. Nobody's going to come and start blaming Tiga or Rookie or Bruno. Let's start with us at the top because we are the star of the house. It's how it is done. Arsenal fans want the praises, want the whole eulogies and the appreciations, but they cannot stand criticism of their team. Are you happy with the way your team is playing? So let me ask you, who do you blame if not Saka? Who do we call? Should we call the goalkeeper? Who should we call? Arsenal got 3 goals in 4 Champions League games. Who should we call? Should we call Arsene Wenger? Arsene Wenger is responsible for it. Oh boy, let's call a spade, I beg. Don't come here, come gaslight me or come try to gag me. And Digital Loveman says Saka is not a game changer. I don't talk tired in the year. His left foot is not educated enough to be scared of. Can only cross corner and manage to shoot. Nothing special. Luckily, say one thing I will always say is that Saka is not a world-class player. He called that to set him up for drags. There is no simple world-class player in the Arsenal team. I agree with you. No player in the team can win a game by themselves. Now we're having a conversation. And then I must say, Saka, I think that's what you want to write, even though I saw salary there. Saka should learn from what Musiala brings to Liverpool. You know that every time that Liverpool have not played well, everybody blame Musiala. With all the things that he's done, every time if Liverpool go 2 or 3 games now not doing well, Musiala is the first name. He's not turning up, he's not tracking back, he's not scoring goals, he's not taking his chances, he's playing like he's disinterested. Why? Even though he's won them the league, he's won them the Champions League, he's won them FA Cup, he's won the Carabao Cup, he still gets the blame. Reach Bukayo Saka turn now and I say, Moku, no, they call him. Moku mention somebody else. But when Arsenal wins, they tell you, star boy, Bukayo Saka did this or did that. My brother, Chuks, I think we'll go blame him. We'll go blame him and blame him very well. Look at that. It says Arteta is a coach. It's not brave. Arteta as a coach is not brave or creative. His approach is same from minute 1 to 90. Wanere brings more than Merino. Saka is not working. Bring in Sterling. Did he buy in to come snap pictures? Well, that's a very good point you just raised. And I've always said that the thing with Merino, well, as a football person, I know that Merino will play unless he's good. He's a Spaniard, the coach is Spaniard. He will play. That one is a given in football. Coach, when you and the coach is from the same place, unless you get bad attitude, he go play. So let's forget about that one first. I don't also think that Wanere, is that majestic enough for me to bank on him. I think that the bad runs that Arsenal is in right now will do more damage to Wanere than good. Okay, Wanere is not Garnacho. He's not one of those players that comes in and change the tide of the game. He's full of running, want to make some short passes, but he still plays small picking football. Let me put it that way. He will grow. He needs time. I don't think this movement now fits him at all. I don't know, but it's just the way I see it. I don't think this movement fits him that much that I will not say, okay, let's back on him and give him the chance to change the team. I don't think he's got it. Tosilima says, Chuks Adigo, nobody is pinning Arsenal deep in form on Saka, but the fact is when the team is not performing, Saka goes missing. He is not a game changer. His performance is based on the form of the team. Thank you very much. Chuks Adigo says, Arteta should be held responsible. You can't with an EPL title with your supposed striker playing as a fullback in his national team. Not getting a proper striker is his greatest undoing. Oh, okay, no, that's okay. That's the fault. Okay. As when I said it towards the end of the transfer window, they say, no, you have enough player. Kayava to do this. The Gabriel Jesus is coming back for injury, and blah 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 blah. Additionally, I must say, Arsenal came down from the fast car, taking them to the destination to a Camry with a confused driver. Okay, that one is a shot. Okay, shot fired. I have to say, make una send Arteta back to where he for learn. Wait to even the principal of the school where Arteta for learn the struggle self. That's Pep Guardiola. Christian Anameze says, good morning, boss. Good morning to you. I think you are both too harsh on Saka and the Arsenal team. How could you say Arsenal seems to be regressing? Oh, they are progressing. Can you say to me that Arsenal is progressing 2 seasons ago, last season, and where they are right now? Can you say they are progressing? Nottingham Forest is above them in the league race. They are not in the top 8 of the Champions League. They scored only 3 goals. This is a team that was scoring 4-5 goals every game from January to May, and now they find a goal to score, and you'd say they are not regressing. He said they are still in every mix and wait to the end of the season to judge. Well, Christian, I like, when a team is doing bad, this phrase is always on display. Wait till the end of the season to judge. When we say Man United will not do well at the beginning of the season, why didn't you say we should wait till the end of the season to judge? When people said that Chelsea will struggle, why didn't you say let's wait till the end of the season to judge? The truth is, Arsenal are doing badly. Arsenal are 3 defeats away from being counted as impossible to win the league title. A season that is supposed to be an improvement on the previous season. Last season was an improvement on 2 seasons ago. This season, as it is today, is regressing by any statistics, any shade. Give me any numbers. Show me anything. They are regressing. And that's the word. You may not like the word, but that is the description of Arsenal right now. I mean, this is match day 10 already. They're already saying Arsenal is out of the title. Arsenal chased the title to the final. The final day of last season, Arsenal was still within a shot of winning the league title. But right now, 10 games in, 28 games to go, Arsenal is the only team that have been picked as not being in the title race. Meanwhile, Chelsea is in the title race, Tottenham Hotspur is in the title race, Nottingham Forest have come into the title race, Aston Villa in the title race, Man City, Liverpool are in the title race. What do you think everybody who's saying that is saying if they are not regressing? Could anybody have said that last season when they were match day 10? No. So they are regressing. That's the it's called analysis. You take the fact on ground to make your positions. And unfortunately, Arsenal are regressing. Whether you like it or not, the reality is that they are regressing. Does that mean they cannot turn the tides around? They can. Until they turn the tide around, I cannot come on the microphone and give people, don't forget that I'm an Arsenal fan like you, and give people, because if it is Man United, Chelsea, or any other team that is doing what Arsenal is doing, would I say that they are progressing? Coming from what they did last season. Lucky Ogale says, one thing I know is that if a coach says a player is not good for his style, it means the coach is not a good coach. No, I disagree with you on that one. There are players that are not good for the style of a coach. There are players that can't play the way a coach wants to play. E.g., Pep Guardiola and Zlatan Ibrahimovic. Zlatan Ibrahimovic keeps the ball too much. The system that Pep Guardiola wants to play does not give room for a player to keep the ball for too long. That in itself means that these two people cannot work together. There are players that don't fit into the system of a coach, and there are coaches that cannot manage certain type of player. So I disagree. A coach can be good, but his system does not work. Not be every system players feel they adapt to. Some coaches like players running, like you must run, Jurgen Klopp. And then some players don't want to run. A Jurgen Klopp could not have coached a Quaresma, for instance. Quaresma don't want to run. Run, go away. Give me the ball. Let me dribble everybody. Let me show you, say, I can use a Rabona to pass ball. That's what he wants to do. Jurgen Klopp and they go quarrel. Some players want the team to always be built around them. Some coaches want to build a team that is about the team, about the squad, not about their individual player. Victor Osimhen, Antonio Conte. If on a marriage that is made to die, it's not going to work. So does that mean that Conte is not a good coach? He is. Jose Mourinho wants a big striker up front who can hold on to the ball, back to goal, doesn't need a support striker, doesn't need anybody to help him. Victor Osimhen and Jose Mourinho are a marriage made in heaven. He go walk, die. But the same Jose Mourinho and what's it called? Crespo could not work together. Adrian Mutu could not work together. So let's not bring that on. The same Jose Mourinho could not work with Raul Gonzalez, who was scoring goals like goals were going out of fashion, because that guy needs another player to play with, Morentis or anybody to play with. That's that position. You'll be football person. Don't be talking like this. There are players and coaches that cannot go together. It be like engine. Not be every engine they go together with every car or every jar bus. Some players cannot work with certain coaches, and some coaches, some can work as a good rich. Some coach not go sign them. Okocha, what I like what we so. If I dey coach team, Okocha not go fit dey my training ground. I see he good though for an eye. Not be that I cannot play with that kind of player. That does not make me a bad coach. That's why some of the big clubs don't sign them. Not because say not how you play, but it's how you play ball. That type of ball when they play, progressive coaches not go fit sign up. They don't mean say they are bad coaches. It's just that it's football. When your attackers and your wingers don't they go for counter attack, that time coach won't do circles, won't show the whole world what he's got. Nobody get time for that nonsense. Ruud Gullit nothing dribble nothing dribble past two players. Ruud Gullit in his playing days, Ruud Gullit nothing dribble past 1-2. But speed, he get time. If you get the ball, it's trap him into space. He don't run leave you, and then he gets shot. Don't be, and that one is like the worst position anybody can give. Say coach to say player. There are players who are no good. Why do you think that a coach comes into a team? A coach needs a ball playing goalkeeper, and then you are not a ball playing goalkeeper. He tells you, "I cannot work with you." Me say the coach no good. You're not fit into a system now. You don't have what he needs, and he doesn't have the time to come and be training you. Some of the things you're supposed to bring them come. And this is professional level. Academy, they teach players. When you're at professional level, nobody come to teach you. Come with something where you sabi. Prove to me that you can adapt. You can adjust to the system. If you cannot adjust, get out of this place. That's so professional football. The high performance level, that's so it be. When I did work for Brilla, if you come audition, we'll give you just 1 week. After we don't sponsor you down. Give you 1 week to show yourself. If you see come on there, you say, I wanna, you know what I'm saying. Get out of this place. You're not the rich management. That first 1 month, so now you and us where they present. If you're not fit, talk. Come out. Because at this level now, nobody want to teach you. Nobody. Emmanuel Sebastian, that is the voice of the Nigerian league today. When it came to me, if Emmanuel Sebastian had gone to Brazil, I know if he work. Because within the first week, when they give a try, when they stutter, another driver come out. So at high performance level, they not be training ground. No. You perform or you go. So it's not saying the coach is not good. I disagree with you. Look at that. I say, bro, Super Eagles list, Ian Acho, Sadiq Umar, over Dessa. Is that a fair selection? Should the team not have players that should be pushing themselves for the available playing slots? So that it's a private conversation, but I just need to use this to answer, because sometimes when I talk, you be like, say, I just talk. Sadiq Umar is my guy, for the record. This is my conversation with Austin. I had to tell her, say, bros, good evening. This your squad. Tolo Arukodare would have given more value than Sadiq Umar. And then I went on to say, people like Siri Desas are players that will bring in competition and bring in push in your squad. But this your selection of Kelechi Iheanacho, even though he scored 2 goals in the Copa del Rey, if I'm not mistaken, it's not really been playing. I don't see any reason why you will be inviting him. Now I ended up by saying these are some of the reasons why people think that the Nigerian coaches, they collect money from players, even though we know so they collect. But the truth is, the way you make your team list make people start thinking, like I said, this will not give the coach money. Meanwhile, not give you money, because Nigerian players not going to give you money. Stingy pass, the stingy pass British people. But hey, it is what it is. Let's keep our fingers crossed. The most important thing is that we qualify for the Nations Cup, and it does look like we're on course. I mean, we already have 3 points and 3 goals from Libya right now. Just to top the group, that one is already done. The World Cup qualifiers that is standing on the edge, and that's the one that Nigerians want, because a lot of now use a jackpot. So many things is working against now right now. Apart from the qualification, Donald Trump don't come or he don't win. So others will use the 2026 World Cup. Some say if we just go Mexico, more from Mexico now sneaking through the border, we'll climb wall, we'll dig tunnel. Donald Trump 9-day power now. Immigration. When I learn how to farm for Nigeria, when I go ask Babaji this, I will teaching how to farm, because the immigration thing now. Other Professor Rodrigo, when they don't be American citizens, so they don't know what you got to do for them. Some people they are paper day in the works now. They pipeline. They're going to pray God. Before now in January, the swearing in, my paper just come out now. Maybe they just sort my green card. What God cannot do does not exist. They're going to go church now. They're going to pray the kabash. I did my Nigeria sha. If the day I wake up say I want come out this country, I need even to go America. So some of these things they bother and they bother me. An average player, he is an average player. Saka by any shade of the word is an average player, unless you Christian you don't know ball. Not be everything they do argument because you're a player of your team. Bukayo Saka is an average player, and people are very quick to come out and say I win player of the season. Phil Foden is an average player, he win player of the season. Don't come and tell me English football they give award to foolish people. But Kevin De Bruyne has not won player of the month once in England. But what's it called? Didier Drogba played 9 many seasons in the Premier League. No player of the month. They give some rubbish average player the award, say best player. So don't use all those ones to judge. My eye is still there good. I still get my 2020 vision. I see no ball reach that one. Bukayo Saka, by any shade of your argument, any shade of the word, is an average player. He cannot take a game by the scruff of the neck. Bukayo Saka, this whole Bukayo Saka, watch every season. He plays only 75% of the game. Anytime the team form deep, Bukayo Saka form deep immediately. What's that? By football standard, that's an average player. Your key players are the ones who, when the tides are against you, when heaven and the head is falling against you, you rise up and be counted. That's what a star player is. That's what a big player, that's what a superstar player in your team is. A player will be say, not only when the team did in their full engine, you say on the show, you got everybody happy, they celebrate. When the team is struggling, turn up now, like they were running. Ronnie is a superstar player. Nicolas Anelka, superstar player. Didier Drogba, superstar player. What's it called? Musiala, superstar player. Sadio Mane, superstar player. Bukayo Saka, a base Come on, go down. The customer player. Then that's why they never feel they talk about Bukayo Saka on his game. They also talk about he's a decent player, he's a humble player, he was raised by a good father. Now, I mean, I bad father is idiot. Saka is not an average player and does not drop his head when the team is down. He is not world class, but far above average player. Arsenal team on the rise and need to just brace up and click again. Okay now. Like I say, is it just me? Because I feel there are few attacking teams in football now. Most just want to hold the ball, defend, pass side to side, and pretend their goalie is a number 10. I did a video about it. Some people they argue with me and I say, no, that's why I talk not correct. This one, no, it's the same. The whole world has changed. Which whole world has changed? Football, why I play? I've been in football since 1986. So it gets some things where we say the fit tell me, and it gets some things where we say I already know. The things where you experience different from the things where you read for book. But people when they say people like the Christian Amazing will come when they start to follow football for Facebook era, go tell you say a different thing. I don't know that says this any talk now they make people get money these days. But the problem is say now this any talk will cause trouble in the future. Serious one. All of us says it's very funny how Arsenal defends and they call it prime Tony Pulis, but Inter defended all game yesterday and they call it best defending. Yeah, so prime Tony Pulis is that they are a team. Try and understand. They are a team that defended well for 90 minutes but still concede goals. Inter Milan defended and conceded. So look at Arsenal defending. Arsenal defended against Man City. If they had picked up 3 points in that game, nobody will complain. They conceded last minute. So where is the defending? The whole fame defending. Against Brighton, they considered 2 goals. So where is the fame defending? There was another, is it Brighton, it was a draw, right? No, 2 goals now. Then Bournemouth or so. So you look at that defending structure, it's not leaking. Last season they were defending. Last season they defended. But because they were scoring, your defending must be attached to winning. If yesterday Inter Milan, try and understand this thing so that it will help your argument in football. If yesterday Inter Milan, the way they defended, Arsenal had scored 2 goals and won that game, people will blame Inter Milan. Say that's bad football, negative football because they were defending, but it didn't turn out to get a result. Now, who pass exam? I no book. That's the way it is. Now, who pass exam? No book. Clementica say Arsenal will surprise people this season. Okay, I'll be very pleasantly surprised if that happened, but for now, they are shit. Christian Anameze say there is no doubt that the is struggling, but that is not regression. In case you have forgotten, by this time last season, they were not doing better. Arsenal has played top teams with depleted squad. Was it not depleted squad that Man United used for the whole season? Did we not criticize them? At this time last season, Arsenal were what? They were in third position in the league. At this time this season, they are outside of the top 4. They are not regressing. I'll let you watch football. 69 football, say boss. Say you know what I'm saying. Lock your no, you know what see they do show with somebody. You know what I'm saying? I just shut up. I don't know what you're saying. That's why I will give you a microphone to talk. I don't know. One boy, what's his name? Francis. He said, you know what? No, I don't know. In this place, not gay. When you discuss with gay, when you toast gay, now you tell her, I don't know. You know what I mean? I don't know what you mean. Get out. Talk and let's learn something from you. You have the opportunity to talk to the whole world. You say, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? I don't know what you mean. No. You know, Lucky Ogale says yesterday Inter Milan had a response for everything Arsenal did. A different profile of player or approach would have made the difference. The one-dimensional approach is boring to watch. Okay. Tell that to Christian Amazing. See, I played under some very, very intelligent coach. And they will say things like, I've seen coach to say things like, there are very 2 elements that changes the tide of a game because you're going to meet teams that are better than you. You cannot play against teams that you are always better than. It's not possible in football. You're going to meet teams that are better than you. When you meet those teams, 2 things will change the game: speed and skill. And Mandy Sinclair used to call it 2S. When I went to Sweden, the coach says that the 2 dimension of a successful team. 1, speed is when you have fast players like the Marco Vamas, Ryan Giggs, the Mark Hughes, Andre Kanchelskis, the Ian Robben, the Frank Ribery, the Wim Jong, and the rest of the Tijani Babangidas of this world. One of the things that happens is that Leroy Sané, Prime Mahrez does not have speed, but skills come to play in that conversation. Is that you meet a team that is either better than you or equal to you. You match each other 11 to 11, one on one. Everybody, you can't cancel anybody. But with speed, one player would outrun three players. Once it does that, maybe the defender marking him, the midfielder backing up, and then the other center back marking him. Once it takes out those people, that's how Argentina won the World Cup. Once it takes out those people, what they now have is 7 outfield players against 9, plus this guy that is holding the ball 10. So they cannot decide to distribute their position to score. That's one. 2, dribbling. Dribbling is the greatest canceller in football. It cancels opposition easily if you can dribble. That's why Prime Messi was a terror. Now look at Barcelona team that won the treble under Luis Enrique. They had Messi at 85%, Neymar at 99%, Suarez at 95%. All of these guys, Suarez can cancel 3 players. Neymar can cancel 3 players. Messi can cancel the whole field. So they were unstoppable. The number of points that they amassed, the goals that they scored, the matches that they won. That is very fundamental in football. But look at some teams, and not just Arsenal. All they have are basic players who parade themselves as superstar players. Now, those basic players, Kevin De Bruyne does not dribble anybody, but with one pass, he eliminates 5 people. Toni Kroos does not dribble anybody. What did Mourinho say about Toni Kroos? Say, why do I need 100 passes to score a goal when Toni Kroos can use one pass to give you the assist that will score the goal? Same thing Zidane said. Why do I need to pass the ball 20 people? Why train a jibe at Barcelona when I have Toni Kroos or Luka Modric that can just use the side of his leg to cross the ball, whip the ball and pass 4 people, and then the ball is in the net? Those are the elements that changes the tide of a game. And when you look, see, Christian Anamezi, I've lived and I've hung out with a lot of people who are like you. I'm an Arsenal fan. I have more evidence to show than you are. Good. I'm not rubbing this on your face, but I have a job to do here. And there are people who are not Arsenal fans here. This is not EFTV. Who are not Arsenal apologists who are coming and lie to. So let's put it clearly. When Arsenal needs one player that would eliminate 2 or 3 players, the other day they said in the Premier League game against Newcastle, some Arsenal forums that I was in said it's not like Bukayo Saka is bad. It's that 2 players were marking him all the time. I said that's why he is bad. Because if I was in Bukayo Saka's position, the fact that 2 players are marking me means that 1 player for my team is free. I will position myself in such a way that player becomes the guy who receives the ball, who becomes the threat, not me. That's how you win games. That's how a star player wins games. You see Zidane gets the ball and he traps a shimmy of the body, turns himself, and 3 players are falling under anointing. You say that they just give him a professor for nothing. There is something about a star player changing the tide of your game. Fabregas is not one who will dribble you, but everybody who watch Fabregas, whether you play for Arsenal, play for Chelsea, or play for Barcelona, even though they say it's a flop, or the Spanish national team, you know that with one control of the ball first, he don't beat the press of 2 players. Next thing, he finds a pass that catch everybody napping. That is Fabregas. Even when Arsenal is not doing well, you can single him out and say, man, this guy is the star boy. They play well. Whether it's Chelsea, whether it's Barcelona, whether it's Spanish national team. That's what a star player does. An average player only rises with the tide. Once the tide is high, you see the player visible. When the tide is low, oh God, Nicolas Pepe, they are the same. And my metrics for measuring players might be different, and you might be the guy who supports a club and who goes out there to make every excuse. Arsenal of this season is not half as good as Arsenal of last season, but you don't want to agree with that. That's your business. It's none of my business. It's not my concern. That's not what I'm here to do. I'm not here to lick your asses. I'm here just to point out the things that are not good. The day Arsenal again are doing well, I'll be here to sing their praises because I find the balance in my job that I do. But to come and tell me that this Arsenal is better than this last season's Arsenal at this stage, boy, you need to get your eyes checked. Oh, you need to really, really get your eyes checked. It's as simple as that. Like I say yesterday, okay. See that corner routine Aston Villa used in conceding a PK. Most times they pass it side by side and kick it to touch. See Arsenal throwing routine, common throwing. People don't see that. And the man will tell you no, no, it's not like that. Christian Amel say, boss, you are entitled to your opinion. Definitely, my opinion is an expert opinion. Just try another one. And this thing they cause trouble. That's our debula. The fact that you want to talk football, you should also come to me. Yesterday, somebody said he's entitled to his opinion. And the first thing he threw at me was that Mbappe is not a clinical striker. And I said, the thing is, I always give people the benefit of the doubt. I said, what do you mean by he's not a clinical striker? So points me to other clinical striker. He said it's not as clinical as strikers like Victor Osimhen. I say like, wait, so you're going to wake up and call Victor Osimhen in the same conversation with Mbappe? Say yes, Victor Osimhen is better than Mbappe. Then you call Alan, call Victor Gyökeres, call Benjamin Sesko and other players. And I say, okay, that's your opinion, right? But the problem with your opinion is that your opinion comes from the gutter. It is rotten, it is stupid and senseless. The guy said I was insulting. No, I wasn't insulting him, because when you want to talk, come to me with facts. Don't come to me with some rubbish opinion and expect me to take it. And then when you want to defend yourself, you like say everybody is entitled. No, in football, people are entitled to their fact, not opinion. You can't come here and give shitty opinion and expect me to take it and you say, oh, it's okay. Everybody say, no, everybody is not entitled to opinion. Everybody is entitled to fact-based opinion. Your opinion about Bukayo Saka is not fact-based. I have given you fact. This boy doesn't turn up when the team is down. It's not today, it's not yesterday. He's consistent. I am the first person that said to everybody that as good as people think Bukayo Saka is a 75% player. What we call a 75% player is that it comes a time in the season where it disappears. It doesn't show up again. David Beckham was not like that. Overmars was not like that. Ryan Giggs was not like that. Quite a lot of players who play wide were not like that. The thing is, yes, you're going to have one off game, but when we say 25% of the season you are not available, that, my friend, is what they call average players. Even some players are judged to be average when they cannot be available for 10% of the game, of the season. But when you are not available for 25% of the season, my dear friend, you are an average player, because the responsibility to raise your game, the responsibility to train yourself, to change the dynamics of your game is on you. It's not on the coach. The coach plays you because he believes in you. The coach puts you in every single game because he thinks that you are supposed to be the star boy. It's up to you, raise your game. I don't think that Arsene Wenger told Thierry Henry, take the ball against Spurs from your own half and run 80 meters and go and score and then slide on your knees. No. Or I told Adebayo, say, this is how you do, jump and head the ball this way. No, I don't think any coach does that. But you see, the thing is, you wake up in football and you say, I want to raise my game from this level to this level. That's what Aubameyang was unable to do. He scored goals, yes, but it wasn't. Aubameyang was a bloody average player. You're not going to wake up and tell me that Aubameyang is a star player, because Aubameyang is that kind of player that is afraid of responsibility. That's what makes him an average player. That's what set Mo Salah's, Sadio Mane, and the rest. And when we talk about these high-level, high-performance players, we're going to take the conversation from this mundane, try to excite people, try to be funny, and start talking real basics of the game of football. And I don't see a predictable player. And listen, there are certain players that are very, very predictable. Joko was predictable. You know he was going to dance, but it gets past you. That's what makes Joko better than Jack Wilshere. You know Ian Robben is going to take you to the line and still bring you back, but he will do it. Frank Ribery is unpredictable. You don't even know what he wants to do. Ronaldinho, you don't know what he wants to do. Those guys are on another league. But I'm just telling you predictable players. But they are good. But then when you come here and tell me this one, and then you hide behind this is a very, listen, it's a very, very stupid thing for people to say. Everybody's entitled. You're not entitled to opinion. You're entitled to fact. Put fact on the table and tell me, how many games Odegaard has been out of the team for 2 months? In that 2 months, how bad have Arsenal played? In that 2 months, Bukayo Saka went out for 2 weeks. Okay, so Bukayo Saka have been in this team for God knows 6-7 weeks now without Odegaard, and he's not been playing well. We got to say something that, oh, this guy didn't play well. Okay, we don't find out say, oh, this is why this guy is not doing well. We should talk about it. Now, why do people even think that you have God's calling to defend Bukayo Saka? Is he playing well and then everybody's saying he's not playing well? If you play well, we'll say you play well. But do not come and then say, hey, hide under, hey, everybody's a little opinion. Now you don't agree. It's not world class, but it's not average. Bukayo Saka is a bloody average player. I know your standard might be different, but he's a fucking bloody average player. I don't care what you think. He's an average player. It's the only reason, and the only reason people think Bukayo Saka, people think that he's a big player, is because he's playing for Arsenal that have loud-mouthed fans who are so delusional. And I'm not the only person saying it. Everybody in football world, from Simon Jordan to Troy Deeney to Patrice Evra, you do really think that everybody just hates Arsenal? Everybody in football knows that Arsenal fans are delusional. You think that everybody does hate you guys. What have you won that everybody is hating you? Even as bad as season have been for Chelsea in the last couple of seasons, people know that that's not a team you talk shit about because they deliver. Man United, as terrible as they've been in the last 10 years plus, you know not to talk shit about Man United. Arsenal and Tottenham Hotspur are almost at par. Useless club with fans who are so. Since the never started, Arsenal fans are telling you they are going to win the title. Win which title? Do you understand? Since Twitter come, Arsenal don't tweet say that they win title. One woman just died recently, 115 years. She was there during the First World War. She was there during the Second World War. She saw the Spanish flu, Ebola, COVID, and everything. She just died recently. Arsenal won the Champions League, and then you come here and you guys make it look like once you talk about Arsenal, you are committing a cardinal sin. You should go to the Pope and go and do confession. No, Arsenal is not doing well, and the players are not doing well. You call them to their responsibility. We can say Chukwueze is not doing well, then we cannot say Bukayo Saka is not doing well. Wait till they bring that one up. However, I say in this new UCL, if they won't produce goals, they too won't produce goals, and if they don't produce goals, they too will, and we've seen some upset. Who thought Brest will be among the top 8 Wahala in Oshodi. Let's call MC Oluomo for that one. Christian Anomeji says, boss, I have never said Saka is a world class. Neither have I ever said Arsenal has a world class player. They don't. I only disagree on the term regression. Okay, so Arsenal is progressing. Are you saying they are progressing? Let me just end this one now. Can you beat your chest here and tell me that Arsenal have made progress from what we saw last season and what we are seeing now this season? Okay, a dip in form or a team that is struggling. That is what regression is, my brother. You don't understand English. When your team is not doing well, Tottenham Hotspur started last season as the best team. Their manager won Manager of the Month back-to-back 3 months on the road. The season before, the coach of Nottingham Forest, now what's his name? Nuno Espirito Santo won Manager of the Month 3 times. But guess what? When the season was ending, Tottenham Hotspur was regarded as a team that have regressed because previously they made the Champions League. This time they did not. So they've regressed. Arsenal were title contenders. They started the season as the odds-on favorite. Even Man City was put in number 2. Liverpool was said as a team that will struggle this season. Out of nowhere, out of the blues, boom, Liverpool are steady on top of the league table. Arsenal are neither here nor there. They can't find consistency. Even at this time of the season, last season, they were doing well. It was November, December that the results started going bad. The Newcastle game, the Fulham game, the West Ham game, and then the Aston Villa game. Now, they are where they are. And then they went to Dubai and came back and showed us a form that says, okay, good. Arsenal just need about 6 more additional players. I remember, I said it here, Arsenal needs additional players, 6. And the 6 players that I pointed out was a left fullback, a centre back, 2, a midfielder that would compete with Odegaard, and a midfielder that would replace Granit Xhaka. That's 4. A competition, and I clearly mentioned Mohamed Kudus, competition for Bukayo Saka, and then a point man. The names I had, where everybody was saying Victor Osimhen, the names that I had at the time were Benjamin Sesko, Victor Gyökeres, and this other boy. I even mentioned that if we can go get Julian Alvarez, I wouldn't mind because he seemed to score goals and he play free kick, right? All of that. And then there's one other name that I put in that we also didn't get. Okay, the guy Benjamin Sesko was the guy who renewed his contract. And then, people were mentioning Victor Osimhen. Like I said, Arsenal, Victor Osimhen can play for Arsenal. Right. Now, they got Calafiori, Timbers came back, they got in another player, then they got Merino, but they didn't get a player for Odegaard, they didn't get a player for Saka, they didn't get a striker. The season started, they beat Aston Villa beat them last season, so it was like, oh, okay, this is different from last season, they are going to go on. But you can see that they were not creating the goals, they were not scoring. Then Odegaard got injured and the creativity died. I mean, Arsenal have played 4 Champions League games this season and scored only 3 goals. Last season, 4 Champions League games. You know how many goals Arsenal don't score? In one single game, they don't score 4 goals. And you're telling me that they are not regressing. That's, first off, that's intellectual insult because you are making it look like Now only you they see the ball where we know they see, and then you call it opinion. They are regressing. That's the definition of regress. Deep inform. Now you they explain them to me now. You they explain deep inform to me. What we're seeing is that Arsenal is regressing because in places where they normally would pick point, they're dropping point. Arsenal drop point to Bournemouth to Brighton this season. Man City, I can understand. Who did they play again that they drop point? Liverpool now. Liverpool beat them, right? I can no Newcastle. Newcastle beat them. I can understand they drop point with Liverpool at Anfield. I mean at Emirates. 1-1, I mean 2-2. So you look at all of that. Arsenal is dropping points very, very fast. The last season they go 5 games winning. They stretch their wins. Now you're telling me that they're not regressing, guy. Christian, calm down, huh? They are regressing. You say it's not regressing if Arsenal fall off top 4 by the end of the season. Then you can say they have regressed. So I'm sure right now the problem with you is English language. Regressing is a process. Regressed is an end point. So try and understand the English language so that we're not going to get quarrel. Because I like to end conversation well. Your problem here is you don't understand English. The word spelled REGRESSEG is a finite word. They regressed. That's the end of the statement. Regressing with ing is a process. It can change, but currently they are regressing. They can halt the slide, they can come back and bounce back. After all, by January last season, Arsenal were in a free fall. And then they came back from that break and it was a different conversation. So they can halt it, they can go on the run again. But the gap between them and the first place team right now says to me, this time last season, currently Arsenal is regressing. I put it there. If you don't understand them, go back to the school where you for collect your certificate. Like I say, actually, Arsenal is regressing. Where Liverpool is now is where Arsenal are supposed to be if they are progressing. I don't know say, Chief, did I see you make sign of the cross? Now, be the name of Nuno Espirito Santo now. Oh, you don't know why they do that? I say, they watch me well. Every time I mention that name, I must do Nuno Espirito Santo. Yeah, that's the feeling that Espirito Santo, you don't understand the Catholic thing. You know, get up. Amazing, say senior man, I beg, between Saka and Lookman, whom you go preferred as a coach? Lookman is like millions of miles ahead of Bukayo Saka. Now, because Ali Bukayo Saka small people with the P, EF board, or like who get big blockers. The only reason I'm saying it, and I'm going to say it again, the only reason Bukayo Saka is a major conversation is a place for Arsenal. Arsenal have a very large, emotional, and loudmouth fans. If not, I got pick Garnacho ahead of Bukayo Saka. How should I be Bukayo? The one I really talk about this Bukayo Saka, like say Sabi play ball. Lucky I say, look man, no get winger way you feel compare with now. The guy runs behind when he holds the ball. He attacks the space in front of him well. Very direct player. Yeah, you could put Bukayo Saka and Lookman for the same sentence. Now, me just deliberately no want to mention Lookman for conversation because we will overhype and I will insult us. I don't want. Tosiluma, they say it's possible Arsenal regress now and pick up from before the end of the season. When you compare Arsenal performance last 2 seasons at this season, then you say Arsenal is regressing. But somebody is saying it's not true. I want to say, Chief, I understand. I was born. Okay, so you get my point. So, see, let's try and, for education purposes, let's try and understand that I am doing a show. And the show is based on fact. When you analyze, it's based on fact. That's what I was taught. I pride myself saying that I did not fail WAEC or JAM and I can't become football analyst. Because there are 2 things in Nigeria that you do from a position of failure. 1, pass the work. You fail to get a job, you fail to go to school, you fail to get admission, and God will call you. The other one is sports journalism. You fail, you don't feel go to school, you don't feel get degree, you don't feel get admission, or you go study all those mumu course, dance, fine and applied art. This one. Now they don't have comedy to us, so you can go and do comedy as well. You will not be able to get any job. You're not coming to sports broadcasting because you can argue. Say, my school days, I used to argue. People used to ask me questions. If I show you my DM, that's what people say. Say, in my school, everybody asks me questions about football. That's not qualification. I go study this thing for school. Yes, I need to throw that one up front. I went to ISB in Hamburg to study them. And there are rules of engagement. That's probably why I am still here 20 years after. There are rules of engagement. You can't start. First off, you're told that you should be dispassionate about your team. No matter how excited about your team you are, when they are not doing well, you should be able to say it. That's what stand you out. Don't every time your team is good, your team is good. No, it's not. It's not. That's not it. So when you see a team not doing well, in the moment they say that it's called the individual merit of a case. So somebody now saint, they do well, they do nice. One day can't keep person. History says that because of his pedigree, the punishment might be reduced, but he will still serve punishment for that crime. The individual merit of analysis for Arsenal right now is that they are regressing. They've considered only one goal in Champions League plus, but it's got only 3 minus. They create chances that are not clear-cut chances. That's a minus. Last season they were creating chances, they were scoring, and they were also missing. In the league, they were scoring goals, they were winning, and it was a run. This one, I don't think that even Christian Amezi, if Arsenal wants to play Nottingham Forest or Ipswich Town or Southampton, he can bet his money as Arsenal win this game right now. Arsenal has gone back to that unpredictable nature where you can trust them. So that is regress. Last season, on a road, people were betting on Arsenal steady. Even when they was saying, no me, they just lose this one, they go win the next game. Right now, you can't do it. That means they're regressing. Now, when the season ends and they don't make second, if Arsenal ends in 3rd position, they have regressed. If they end in 4th position, they have regressed. If they get out of the top 4, it is even worse. It's a crisis. Because from 2 seasons ago when they ended second to last season, the gap shrink to 2 points between them and City. If this season now, hypothetically, City does not win the league, which means City have also regressed, and then maybe Liverpool wins it. Liverpool that came 3rd last season wins it. And then Arsenal is not in 1st, 2nd, 3rd. My brother, they have regressed. And the signs now, how malaria tell the key person, it first show you sign, you're weak, you refuse to take medication. Before you know, it gets into your blood, it stops your heart from breathing, you die. Arsenal now have the malaria symptoms. They are not treating it. They are not going to go get Amatem. They are not getting Agbo. They are not getting Dogoyaro. They are just there. They are praying to God and they are committing sin. And they are committing sin like that attacker for Equatorial Guinea. But God is not answering them because they are praying amiss according to the book of James. And then when they die, then I say, oh no, I wish people kill her. No, Arsenal is regressing. Whether you agree or you don't agree, but those are the foundation upon which football analysis and predictions are made. And the last time I checked, I am the greatest person to do it. You can call it show off, call it anything. Nobody you know in your life, past, present, and coming in the future, that have done it half as good as I have done it. So if I say it, I stand by it. They are fucking regressing. If you don't like it, go hug your transformer. Well, there's no light in your transformer. The national grid has fallen. Last word on the show today. Additional Avma say, you finish work for the description of Arsenal's situation. Thank you very much. My name once again is Idafi Matthew. Second, you love to come in the logo town of sports. Christian Ameze still wants to have a final word. You say, boss, let's go to the other topic before your other listeners feel like this show today is all about. No, it's all about Arsenal. The show don't end. It was 1 hour 37 minutes. You even drag it more. For the record, I am an objective. You're not an objective Arsenal fan. You are a fanatic. Fanatic is about beats. You put your face inside gutter water. Then you drink like 4 cups. Bring you come and slap your belly. Then you vomit them again, so that you will know how to be objective about football. But having said that, my name is Sedafi Manchester. You love to come in the Lego Thomas Sports. WhatsApp people, I'm sorry. My message to plenty safe. I don't feel read. So let's have yourself a wonderful day. Tomorrow, 2 hours of Pidgin English. We die here. Brother Mukoro. I'm not saying the word show. Brother Mukoro, you say more will turn the Pidgin English to 3 days of the week. Your company, that your marine company, they need to bring some money water to sponsor the show. 3 days. How many Lagos people and abroad people verse abi? When you share tomorrow, 2 hours of Pidgin English. Get yourself ready. Christian Amazing, if you like, maybe you call tell me again, say Bukayo Saka na better player. That average leg bearer player I wanna get. Other Lord Brentner and Bukayo Saka, what's the difference? Rubbish.